All right, so we're going to draw these two pieces for the tiny table toss. The first thing you're going to do, we're going to do this on the top view. So we're going to create our sketches. So I'll do one at a time. So our first sketch will be a rectangle. I'm just going to draw this over here and dimension this to be 4.5 by 7. And then once you have that, I'm going to label this sketch as well. Piece 1. Accept the sketch. We'll rotate this and extrude. So you're going to extrude this. Make sure the depth is 1/2 inch, 0.5 or 1/2. Extrude, I'll label this as well. Piece 1. Great. I can go back to my sketch. I probably should have done this first, but in the original sketch, you can draw the actual circle. So what I'll do is click the circle command. Now, if I hover over my lines, it should snap in the center, but I'm still going to dimension it regardless. So draw the circle. I believe it's 1/2 inch, 1.5 inches, and dimension this. So if it's snapped in the center already, that's fine, but you have to dimension it 2 inches from the top. And it should already be dimensioned from the center. It's snapped in place, but that would be 2.25. So if it isn't snapped in place, you'll have to dimension the center of the circle to the left or the right, and it's 2.25. This is already snapped in place. So I'm fully defined now. So I have my circle, my rectangle, accept that, and it should update the extrusion. There we go. Now we'll do the rabbet first and then we'll do the box joint. So with this one, what you want to do is rotate on the bottom of the piece. I click N on the keyboard, it just creates that normal view. So I'm looking directly at it. I'm going to draw a sketch on this plane. And I'll draw a corner rectangle. I'm just going to go from end to end. And I'm going to dimension this. The length is already 4.5. Can't be anything else. It's the same as the width of the board, the first piece. But I'm going to make this 0.5 inches wide. You can see. This is rabbet. I'm going to label this as rabbet joint. Accept that sketch and extrude that. And you're going to extrude this. If you look at your dimensions, what I want to do is extrude this up, remove 1/4 inch, 0.25, and you can get these numbers from the drawings from your project. So I'm going up 0.5, so I'm going to remove that. I'll type in rabbet. It's really good practice to label all your sketches and extrusions. So now I have the top piece of my rabbet joint. Now I have to draw the back piece, and that's easy enough. You're kind of drawing this how you would build it. So I'm going to click this surface that I just removed, and I'm going to draw a sketch on that plane. Again, I'm going to use the corner. You can use the corner rectangle, but you actually don't need to redraw anything. So what you can do is you can click this surface, click extrude, and when you create a new extrusion, you want to make sure you're creating a new part. You're not adding on to that. And this is going to be 2.5 inches. So I'm going to make sure the depth is 2.5. I'm going to label this as back piece and accept it. So now we have our top and our back piece for that one part. I'm not going to have you route the edges. You can add a fillet if you want, but I want you to understand how this is set up. So you'll, at the end, have two parts. You'll have your top and your bottom, and you can label these parts as well. Rename top piece 1, back piece 1. The next thing, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do a box joint. So I'm going to draw, again, sketch on that same plane, rectangle, again, that's 4.5 by 7. I'm going to draw my circle. That's 1.5. And make sure you dimension it from the center, right? It's 2 inches down. And then if you snapped it into the center, it should already be 2 1/4 from the left to the right. Now, I like to just, if I hit escape and clear my cursor, I just like to clean out the sketches so there's no dimensions that are just floating over the drawing itself. Extrude it. Again, the depth of this would be 0.5, and I keep reading, make sure to label your sketches. So this is piece 2. Now, we're going to draw, this is going to be a little different. We're going to draw the box joint. If you look at the box joint, this is 2 3/4. So how this will work, we're going to draw a sketch actually on the top of this. So I'm going to click the top of this surface, click sketch, draw a corner rectangle, just like before, on the top, and you'll make the width 0.5. Back piece 2. Now you'll see the sketch on the top. So what we need to do is extrude that piece opposite direction. If it's pointing up, you can click the arrow down so it changes the direction. You can also change the direction over in this window as well. So we want to make sure it is a new piece. Back piece 2. And the depth for this is going to be 2.75, 2 3/4. It's new. Great, and you can see how that looks differently. Now these are overlapping, so this is where the box joint comes into play, that little add-on I had you do. If you didn't add the box joint, just come check in with me. But what you can do now is this is pretty straightforward. You can click the box joint up here, the command, after you have accepted your extrusions, and you have these parts now. Click box joint. It's asking you select parts to join. So we want to select this piece and the back piece. And you can see how it generates the box joints. So again, if you do you can do the math on this, but I think if you put 5 pins here, number of pins, it'll give you 1/2 inch box joints, which will be to the exact dimensions of your actual final piece. So change that to 5, hit the green check mark, and you can see how it removes the other pieces. So if I was to hide, say, this part here, you can see how it created those box joints for us. So to complete this model, you'll have your 2 pieces, two models, one with the rabbit, one with the box joint.